So, welcome everybody. Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. And where are we?
We are on
Gayribbean
Island.
We are on Gayribbean Island, and
oh,
we are so cuffed up
so
right now.
cuffed up. Okay.
And as you can see, we've got our island flower necklace, and we are the first couples
On Gayribbean Island.
We're the first couple to arrive.
We just got here. Our boat crashed, out in the Atlantic.
Basically. And we're the first ones, so cheers to us being the first couple to
On
have
the island.
arrived on Gayribbean Island. And y'all are also the first to have arrived on Gayribbean Island, so shout out to y'all. So let us introduce our first couple. We are going to be speaking with our boy story, the extraordinary, legendary couple, Alex and Ricky. Alex and Ricky, they are the couple behind Our Boy Story, if you're not familiar with them. They are a travel enthusiast, lifestyle creators, and proud advocates of Black gay love and the South. So our boys are holding it down for us, for the gays in the South, okay? So for the gays in the ATL. Through their platform, they share their journey, highlight the joys, challenges, and everyday moments of building a life together in ATL. Okay, what you know about that? You know about that? I know, you know that song?
I'm from the South.
That's T.I.
I'm from the South of under America.
Okay. Well, we'll let the boys of the South speak for the South, okay? So from travel and culture and relationship and community, Alex and Ricky bring visibility to stories that are often overlooked, okay? So without further ado, let us go ahead and invite our boys, Alex and Ricky. Before we get started with them, we've got to thank our sponsor. This episode is so sponsored by Complete Wellness. Their team is all about supporting your journey to lifelong health with care, inspiration, and empowerment.
We are proud to have them in our corner.
Complete Wellness. Completely you.
Hello, Alex and Ricky.
Hey.
Welcome to the island.
How are y'all doing? Y'all doing good?
Good. Yeah, just trying to overcome these tech challenges.
I got you. Look, it seems like we have overcome the tech challenges. We're good. We have our glasses of wine. You'll have your glasses of wine.
So, as you get to know us, you may discover that we do not drink, or I don't.
This is why I promise. This is just a little bit of sparkling water in here.
Perfect. We stay hydrated. We stay very hydrated.
We are ready.
Good. No, but thank y'all so much for making the time. Look, we said we have to kick this thing off, and we had to hold it with the kings of Atlanta,
Right.
Alex and Ricky.
Oh my
And
God.
we appreciate y'all, because I know it was such a short time notice, but Erry and I said, you know what, we want to do this thing. We're scared, but we're going to do it scared. And we're going to start it with some amazing friends that we just really haven't had the chance to even connect as much as we would want to, but we said this would feel so right. And thank you guys for both being here tonight.
Yeah. And I feel like we keep missing each other. We always talk about, we do dip in and out of New York occasionally.
Yeah.
We keep missing y'all.
The next time y'all come, we're gonna hold you guys down. We're like, no, you cannot leave New York unless we have like a double date IRL. Seriously, we're gonna have to meet up. But without further ado, why don't we get into introducing who you are? Tell us a little bit about yourselves. And without asking too many questions, really want to get into how you, Alex, and Ricky met. Okay, tell us a little bit about your story, and then we'll dive more into some other questions that we have for you tonight.
Okay, perfect. Why don't you start off?
Okay, so we officially met back in 2009. And we met via Facebook, actually. So
Yeah.
we added each other first. And then he actually went to his freshman year of undergrad. He went to school with some of my high school best friends. And what happened was I was on the phone with my high school best friend, and he was in the room, and he was like, who was that boy you're talking to?
Curious.
And so, of course, my friend being my friend was like, oh, that's Ricky. Here's what he looks like. And it went from there. And I think it was probably, was it a month later? I was down there just visiting or whatnot. So
whatever sliding in
stuck.
DMs was before sliding in DMs was a thing, that's what happened.
Right.
We had a fun night in New Orleans, and one thing led to another, and we just locked in for a brief period, and then took a little break, and then locked back in again, and then took another break, and so there were a few starts and stops, and we got back together more permanently in 2014. And we've been together ever since. We got married in 2017.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thank you. In fact, our 8th year wedding anniversary is next week.
Okay, wait. Well, cheers with water to that.
Thank you.
Congratulations on that. Erry and I have been together for 6 years, so y'all definitely beat us. Y'all been in it for a long time.
Yes, since 2019. That's amazing.
And I think that that's so beautiful to see, right? Because like when it comes to relationships, especially queer relationships, there usually isn't that storytelling of like couples who just like make it through time, right? So like make it together, choose each other every day, and y'all seem to be doing that. We see it with your content. We see it with the love that y'all share with us online. So again, congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so the theme of tonight is love and identity, right? So we really we felt like it would be right to start off this series talking about what loves mean to you, what love maybe means to Erry and myself, and it what comes to identity, right? The individual identity that both of you have, but the identity that you also have as a package. We really wanted to kind of dive into that a little bit more, right? Talk about your experiences together as a couple, what you've overcome, your triumphs. And so the first question that we actually wanted to ask you guys before, because we talked about how you two met, but what was your first impressions of of each other? You, Alex, of Ricky, and Ricky of Alex. What first impressions did you two have?
Oh my gosh. Just for context, when Ricky and I met, we were not out of the closet. So we were still closeted at the time. We were 18 years old, and I grew up in Alabama. Ricky grew up in Mississippi. And we're still living in the deep South. And so, it was still kind of taboo for us. And so when I saw him, which was primarily through Facebook at first, my first impression was that he was just handsome. Like I was just physically attracted to this guy. And I said to my friend that introduced us, I was like, let's go ahead and slide me the number. Let's facilitate this for me.
His number real quick. Yeah.
And so, first it was, physical, let's be real and be very honest about that. And then when we actually spent time together, I just remember Ricky's he's got like a soft voice, but he's kind of like a strong man. And I don't know, for the first time, I felt very much like a man. Like I was never considering myself to be like submissive or anything like that. But I remember when I met him, I was like, he can hold me, he can like pick me up, all kinds of different things. And so, we started out, so it was kind of physical at first. And then it evolved into something a lot more romantic as time went on. But I just remember, the attraction, the kindness, the sweetness being what really kind of led me, kept us together in the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's very similar to what happened for me and Erry. It's always the person who shows you another kind of a world.
That's right.
So Erry dabbled a little bit in like different kinds of styles and things, and also with the hand holding, like it was a little bit different. And it's also always that person who kind of opens your world to what love could be like, which sounds like that's what happened for you. And you kind of held on to that, into that feeling. So that sounds really beautiful. So that's your first impression. What is your first impression?
So
I've never heard this.
You've never heard his first impression, but you're gonna hear it tonight with all of our Islanders.
So obviously, I was very attracted to Alex. He was, you got to picture 18 years old, just kind of coming into yourself, and you see like a new cute boy that you know don't really know too much about, kind of like that mysterious thing. And I was intrigued at first. I was very intrigued. So when our friend introduced us, you know, I was, you know, trying to play it cool and everything like that, real smooth, real suave. And he was just so laid back. I could tell he was excited to see me, which made me even feel better. Cause back then, like you knew other boys were gay, but you didn't really ask. You just kind of assumed that they like you just kind of felt that vibe, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful that the vibe was met on both ends.
Good, good. Look, as long as y'all are matching each other's energy, that's all that matters. We knew that y'all were gonna bring good energy onto Gayribbean Island, so we feel that, and it sounds like it's just taken off and evolved into what is this beautiful journey that y'all are on. So our boy story, would love to hear a little bit more about that and how that started. Like, why even go the extra mile and say, you know what, we're gonna share our story with the rest of the world? Because I think that's so beautiful. I think some things we can keep it to yourself, but this is the one thing that y'all said, nah.
Yeah.
We got to put it out there for the world to see. So would love to hear a little bit more about our boy story, what that's about, and what's to come. Like, where do y'all see that going?
Yeah. That's a great question.
Yeah.
So we were encouraged to visualize our relationship through my best friend, Wesley. And
Shout out to Wesley.
yeah, he was working in social media marketing at the time, and had started to see kind of like the lack of visibility of young black gay men in particular.
Right.
You know, getting like brand deals and like things like that. So there was like a bit of a like business motive initially, but we knew from the very beginning that there were very few black gay couples represented, black queer couples in general represented on social media, online, in mass media, etc. And so we, you know, launched our boy story specifically because of that, and it happened on the heels of, I think, our wedding.
Literally the day after, like on our honeymoon.
Yeah, on our honeymoon, we were in we were in France, and like I guess we were bored for a few minutes and said, let's start an Instagram channel, and this is where it all started. And then shortly after, we launched YouTube to do more visual storytelling about our life and relationship. But it really was about, you know, increasing visibility. Like the story for us, like we call it our boy story because it's truly, no matter what, it's still our story. And it's primarily elevating kind of what it's like being black and gay in the South. Like that's really the root and the heart of why we started doing this. And in terms of the future, you know, I'm curious what you're thinking, but you know, we have recommitted ourselves to our online platforms, particularly YouTube.
Right.
And if you're not subscribed to our channel,
I see. We are absorbing all the content lately. Y'all just decided we're gonna go full throttle with this, and
and we're having fun with it. We found a rhythm, and you know, we built community around it too, which we really enjoy. I see the Maslins are in the chat, and you know, those are our hubby brothers in Atlanta. And so it's been a joy kind of continuing to tell the stories, and also been a joy to appreciate others, and it's connected us to other folks like you all, right? Like that has been a huge benefit.
People always have these negative things to say about social media, but I feel like we've been blessed to see the good that comes from it, especially with things like this, right? And on the theme of identity and how you want to be perceived and what you want the world to kind of receive from you. It seems like y'all have been putting a lot of energy, of thought into that. Very intentional. Erry and I do it also. So like that's amazing. Y'all, here's a trophy. Here's a trophy.
We created this lovely game that we wanted to play with you guys called Cuffed or Clueless.
As if.
So we wanted to get into that game. It's a little, you know, fun game to, you know, to get to know you guys a little bit more, the fun side.
This is us switching our gears a little bit, and let me make sure we don't have any sort of questions from our viewers. But if y'all do have questions, please hold on till the end of the game.
Yes.
When we get to the Q&A portion with Alex and Ricky, so that we can dive into their stories and into their lives a little bit more, okay? So, Alex and Ricky, are y'all ready for Cuffed or Clueless?
I think so.
Okay.
We did bring some supplies, so.
Okay, great. So, as you know, we're going to be, chatting with a couple of couples throughout the couple of days. And so y'all are the first couple to try a couples challenge, which is a trivia challenge, where you're going to, on the theme of love and identity, really let us know how well you know each other. Okay?
Right.
So you'll be asked a series of questions. Okay, we're gonna shoot for 10, but you have about 60 seconds, and we're gonna give you 10 seconds each to come up with the answer to the question. But you cannot look at each other's answers. So y'all gotta turn or something. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Y'all gotta turn and
trust
put
us.
it down.
We're looking at each other's answers.
Okay.
We're trusting.
We're gonna trust that you're not gonna look at each other's answers, and I'm gonna get my timer so we can get started. Do you have your pen and your markers?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay. They are ready. And Erry's
seriously.
gonna do the questions. Okay. So, again,
And
everybody, we're playing.
You can use one word to answer these questions. Just one word. You don't have to do R or two.
Okay.
Like some of the questions will require more. So you ready?
Yeah. Hold on.
So you need a timer.
We're gonna start the timer. We're very serious. I need to make sure the other couples feel like they're not being cheated by Alex and Ricky tonight. Okay. So hold on. Okay. 60 seconds.
Well, you have to. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's taking too long.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
All right. So the first question will be, where was your first date?
Next.
And stop. Okay, you have to show your paper to the screen.
And
And the answer has to match for you to get the point. Okay. And 3, 2, 1, show it.
What?
Wait a minute.
You was not our
that was a
first
trial
date.
run.
Oh my
Wait a
Well,
God.
that was a trial run.
That's not fair.
What does it say?
Hold on, y'all. We'll be back. The two of us will be back.
See, this is why we chose this game, because we got to make sure y'all know each other real well. Okay.
Okay,
So
can we explain though? Like,
Yes.
let us explain.
yes.
Okay.
that was a trial
Well,
run.
let's see if you can redeem yourself and get that point.
Let me just explain. So Fusions was our first night together.
That was our
This
first
is a
night.
nightclub that used to exist in Louisiana that we
Okay.
went to. I guess our first real date was Yuki's,
Yes,
where
our first
Ricky
real date was
taught
sushi.
me how to eat sushi. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And the other option, how do you explain that?
So Yuki's is actually the name of the sushi restaurant. It's this rundown restaurant in Gulfport, Mississippi that used to be. It's no longer there. But I thought that was so fancy. I took this man out for sushi for the first time, and he didn't know how to
You
use
thought you was
chopsticks.
doing it.
You know,
said,
let's deliberate.
it's not the same thing. It's sushi. Okay.
You know what?
Okay, we'll give y'all
we'll give you that
point.
point.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We won't go this easy with y'all
Okay,
next time.
that's fine,
Okay?
that's fine.
Okay.
How do our viewers feel? Let me see. How do the viewers feel? What y'all think? Should we give Alex and Ricky the point?
We already gave it to them. So
I don't know. They're gonna start eating us up.
Yeah. Okay, we've already given y'all the point. Okay, so the next question.
All right.
Okay, well you choose the question and I keep the time.
All right. So the next question is, Alex, what's Ricky's favorite nickname for you?
So both of you have to write the answer on the paper, but it has to be the same. So Alex, this is a question for you.
What is Ricky's nickname
How well you know
for you?
Ricky, what is
Ricky's nickname for you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Ready?
we got it.
5, 4, 3, 2, go. Three.
Wait, is it my?
No, it's my nickname. It's
Pause.
what's my
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Oh no, you still need more time.
No, he got it. It's my name. It's my nickname.
It's his nickname, right?
Yes. What you call me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
No cheating. No
I'm not cheating. Pin us down.
Okay. All right. So reveal in 3, 2, 1.
What does it say? Okay, you're gonna have to read it out loud.
Jello.
Jello.
Okay. They got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute. I actually like that. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about where that comes from. Why Jello?
Oh God.
So funny thing about Jello, right? So did you tell them Fusions was a gay bar, right? It was like a gay club, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So this specific gay club in Fusions is known for playing like bounce music. It's kind of like the music down there in New Orleans, and I think that because Alex was trying to put up a front, trying to see like how straight he was, how masked he was, until we got to Fusion and started twerking.
Oh,
Was when I was like, oh, okay, we moving in there. We moving in there. So Jello is his nickname when he starts to dance and he starts to twerk.
Oh, okay. Are we gonna see some of that twerking tonight?
I can't listen. That was a long time ago.
He said that was.
I had a little shake in me back then. I had a little shake in me.
That was
it don't move like that no more.
Yeah. It don't move like that no more, right? The knees were starting to crack a little bit.
Exactly.
Look, I might have to start calling you Jello too. Look,
No,
can I steal the nickname?
That is Alex's. No.
Okay. All right. So y'all get a. So that's 3.
I don't
that
think
2?
That's 2.
That's 2
for 2.
Okay.
That's 2 for 2. You have 2 for 2, and in the lead, since y'all are the first couple to play the trivia challenge. Okay. So let's see how much more points we can get y'all. So you want to ask the next one?
Yes. All right. Ooh. Okay. It's one of my all-time
Give 'em a
favorite
hard
person.
one.
Oh, okay.
No, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. So, what is Ricky's most used word?
Most.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. Ricky, most used word. You hear it all the time. You get sick of him. Sick of him all the time. Okay, I'm gonna give you all a couple more seconds.
I don't even know this one. Okay.
This is tough.
We'll see.
We're giving you 5 more seconds.
5 more seconds.
All right.
5, 4, 3. You need more seconds?
No,
we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and 3, 2, 1, go.
He uses so
Is it
much.
child I see on there?
He said child.
I said child.
Child. And then you have
I had because there are a lot of
Oh no, you do not get this point.
That's fine. Listen,
okay. All right.
let's maintain the integrity of the game.
Child. Y'all gave me the Nicki Minaj. Child. I don't know how y'all did on our last one. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it a couple more.
So, who is more likely to cry during a movie?
Oh.
Okay, that one sounds a little easy.
These are really hard. No, that's not easy. That's hard.
It would depend on the type of movie, actually.
Yeah.
It would depend on the type of movie.
You want us to get specific?
Let's try being specific.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right. Who is more likely to cry during a horror movie?
A horror movie?
Okay. During a rom-com.
Okay.
Yeah, who's a little softy? Who's a teddy bear? Okay, 10 seconds.
Okay.
I think we're ready. Yeah.
Okay, and 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, we got that. I got that. We got
Okay.
that.
Okay, so they got this point. Okay, I don't. Is it a rom-com?
Yeah, like rom-com.
I don't cry during rom-coms. Do you cry during rom-coms?
You don't cry during any movie.
I don't. Yeah, that's not really my. I like softy stuff too.
Carl loves old movies, like movies in black and white. I don't like them.
So this means that we definitely have to do a movie night when you guys come next time to New York, and we need to see you cry.
No,
crying.
Now listen, it has to be a very good one now, because
it has to be a very good
tears
one.
don't
They don't
roll.
make the find that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
Which one is that?
10. I think that would be a good one.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I know y'all asked for not too hard, but I think this one, if you truly know each other and you're truly a couple, that couple, go ahead and answer this question. And this question is, baby, go ahead and let me know.
This question is, what's one thing you always do together?
One thing we always do
Okay, no
together.
peeking, because I see Alex looking over at Ricky and Ricky looking at Alex. Y'all are using your four eyes, your back eyes. Don't do that.
Oh my God! I can just tell by the.
Have 3 more seconds.
I can hear him continuing to write, and like it's too long. Like we're not gonna get this.
4. Monty is in here. He says he loves it. Monty, take notes. Because when it comes to you and Chan, y'all need to beat Alex and Ricky. Okay. So far they're at what? 4, 5, 3. Yeah. Okay. That's it. That's it, guys. Okay. All right. Put our pencils down. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Show your answers.
Wait. What? Oh my God. So this is crazy.
Please explain yourself.
No, you said eats.
I hate to say it. Our boy story, Alex and Ricky, it's all a scam. We are not.
Cancel it.
I am so sorry, Islanders. We really thought we had a couple who truly loved
No. Not too much. We need to. In all fairness,
too much on our boy story. No, we love him.
In all fairness, we do everything together. That's part of the problem.
That was hard. That was a trick question. Y'all should have said everything.
Yeah.
This is true.
That was
the
a
right
good answer. That is right.
Would have gotten 1 more point. Everything, right?
Yeah.
So far they are at 4.
3.
4. Okay, hold on. We need to keep a tally.
Okay.
We're going to keep a tally on our board, our Alex Ricky board. Hold on. Okay, they're at 4.
Fair.
Okay. So, do we want to try and see if they can do a game point?
Yes.
Okay.
This is an extra point.
Last
bonus question.
Wonderful.
This one, okay. And let's make it a little fun. This question is worth 2 points.
Okay.
Okay, 2 points.
2 points.
Oh, we really love Alex and Ricky.
Yeah.
Okay. We really love them, and we want to try to.
We gotta find a good one.
Okay, a good one so that they're not gonna struggle.
No, they struggle.
Hollering. Oh my God.
Viewers. Okay, wait. Maybe the viewers.
This one.
Maybe the viewers should pick.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay, no. Let's go ahead and pick, and then we'll let the viewers do Q&A.
Number 4.
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. This one's gotta be.
You have to get this one.
Y'all are doing this all the time. Okay, so here we go. Go ahead and let me keep the time.
We're gonna give you a minute to get this.
A minute? That's a long time.
30 seconds then.
30 seconds.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Go ahead.
What is your What is your ideal vacation destination?
Dream vacation.
Yeah, dream vacation.
And the time starts now.
Don't fuck this up, Ricky.
He said, "Don't fuck this up." Okay.
Can we negotiate? Like, can we talk at all? Can we talk to each other?
No!
Hold on.
Talk to each other.
Hold on. We have to, all right. You can, you can tell him one word, just one word.
Okay.
Or no, start with the letter of the word. Just the letter.
That's gonna give it away. So, like, vacation, like a beach vacation?
Or just dream vacation.
Did you just give it away?
No! I mean, there's millions of beaches.
All right, you can tell him, you can tell the type. Is it like snow or beach? You can do that.
Okay. Why don't you tell us which one to pick?
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Got it, baby.
Beach.
Because we got to stay on theme. Because we're at Gayribbean Island, and we're surrounded by water, so we'll do beach.
Okay. I think we're locked in now.
Okay. 10 seconds, just because we helped y'all out, so now we got to cut down some time. So we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And reveal your answers. Now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great.
I was like, okay.
I was like,
wow. Okay, wait. Read it. Say it out loud for the viewers.
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. Hey. On the theme of Gayribbean Island. So y'all, you have to cross it. You have to cross it.
Old school tally marks.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. So 6.
Wait, 6? Oh, because I got 2 points.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all have 6 points. Congratulations, Alex and Ricky. Y'all, let us see some hearts in the comments and the views for Alex and Ricky. They have 6 points tonight, and
couples, y'all have to.
And we will be tuning in, and we better see questions just as hard as what we got.
Right.
Because I will be watching.
You will be watching.
We promise there will be.
They will be just as challenging. So I see Trevania, I see Monty, they all in here, so they're taking notes and they're ready and they're rehearsing and practicing with their.
So there better not be any repeat questions.
No.
Okay.
I tell you, here on Gayribbean Island, we keep y'all on your toes. So
okay,
that's we don't want to say too much.
If a question get repeated, it wasn't intentional.
We know that we have spent have had some fun playing the couples challenge. So we're going to get into maybe a more serious side of our conversation in our chat tonight. Again, the topic being love and identity for the last few minutes that we have together. And before we get into Q&A, want to ask you guys a little bit more about how your identities, intersect in your relationship, and any advice that you could have for the queer couples or queer individuals who are watching us tonight, or the straight individuals, everybody who's watching us in here tonight. Let's get into how those identities intersect, right? So we talked about twerking. We talked about just like the dynamic and the spectrum within your relationship, and I think I'd love to hear more about how that intersects and plays in your relationship, and what advice you also have for the folks watching tonight.
Yeah.
So I think individuality is very important. I'll say we see a lot of people that are trying to do the same things sometimes and fit into like this mold of a perfect couple or a perfect being. And honestly, it's repetitive and it's already saturated. Right. So individuality is going to be very important in a relationship. And along with individuality, just that balance of being yourself and being yourself with another person, right? Because those are going to be two completely separate identities that you can identify as, and find that balance in yourself.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think that we talk about this the issue of longevity and the need for longevity among other like gay couples to see that. And the key to longevity is, in our opinion, having like an individual identity, right? Like maintaining that, because it's easy for us to become, and not to trigger anything, but like codependent and, try to act and do and not have your own mind. And so it is, nourished our relationship, the ability to, maintain our individual or respective identities. Like for me, I am a very much like public, like speaker and, you know, out in the world and talking, doing this, that, and the third. Ricky, you know, has, you know, less of a public presence and, you know, isn't as boisterous and outspoken, you know, as me in some spaces. And so, you know, we've been able to find balance in all of that. And there's really beauty in like helping each other maintain their own self-identity in a relationship. Because it can ruin things whenever you feel like you're trying to catch up with one another or something else. So, you know, that's so important. And the advice to folks that are navigating that is to just maintain your true self. And, you know, I'll be completely honest, and this is something we haven't even shared with like our general audiences, but like, you know, we're in marriage counseling. Like we've been married for a long time. We've known each other for 15 years, 16 years.
Let us know. It's a long time.
And we take our relationship very seriously, which is why we seek professional help when we need to figure out like what's next for us. And some of the biggest and most helpful advice has been like, how are you preserving your self-identity? Preserving yourself is the best way to preserve your relationship. Right. And so that's, you know, something that I, you know, encourage other folks to think about. And so, y'all see us online, but we are also like, we got to talk some things out with a professional sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things Karl and I, we really had to, or even me I had to learn and tell myself is like, not because you get counseling, that doesn't mean, you know, your relationship is over, it's on the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of times we need to fix ourselves. There are a lot of baggage that we're carrying that we need to, you know, deal with so we can be better persons for our partners. And that's why counseling is very important in a relationship, to strengthen our relationship and to make us better versions of ourselves for each other and for ourselves. So we're really happy that you guys shared that with us, and, you know, everyone else, so they can know that it's important.
Thank you for bringing that into this space, you know, and being transparent with us. I think topics of mental health, seeking help, and being okay with that, both for yourself and for your you know, your significant other in your marriage, we need to hear more of that. So, and it takes work.
Especially as black men.
Listen. And it takes work to make something like what you have happen. It takes time. Okay, Alex and Ricky don't just happen. And so thank y'all for sharing us a little bit about what it takes to make that magic happen. It's just one thing, right? Yeah. But again, putting in that work, both individuals have to do that. So we totally agree with you about that. And so I think it's a good time to hop into a couple of questions that I think we're even getting from our viewers and our audience. We have a question from Winnie509. Okay. Why do you feel like you have to help someone to keep their identity? I'm over here thinking you want to be a bird today. We flying, boo. Okay, that's what Winnie said. So Winnie, we're gonna break it down a little bit for us to understand. Why do you feel like you have to help someone
keep their identity?
And to me, this is probably a question along the lines of how much effort do you have to put into your partner to lift them up, right? To kind of like help them figure out themselves, their situation, what they have to going on. I'm interpreting it as that.
Why do you feel like you need to help your partner?
Right. Rather than maybe kind of be like, bye, I'm going. You know?
Or try to change them, you know, or try to mold them into what you want them to become.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'll say for us, so like I said, we've known each other since we were 18 years old. We're in our 30s. We're approaching our mid-30s. And so we have effectively grown up together and gone through trauma together, gone through crisis and, you know, great times. But and those experiences shape who we are together. But you have to acknowledge that they have also shaped who we are individually.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can get lost in a relationship if you're not respecting and supporting the individual, that the individual personality and identity that somebody brings into a relationship. And so none of that matters unless if you don't love the person. And, you know, in our case, like, we do love each other. We're in love with one another. And so if we, thank you. And so, you know, we feel a responsibility, you know, whether folks like it or not, like, to cultivate each other's individualism, and support them to go fly if they want to, you know, fly and do their thing and build up their individual personality. What do you think about that?
So I'll even be more transparent and say, like, you don't have to support that individual. Like, it's all in the foundation. It's a choice.
Yeah.
And I think in most relationships, it's always a choice to continue with the relationship, to continue to support that person at any time. Not saying this is going to happen, but anytime you can just wake up one day and be like, you know what, I choose not to have this life anymore.
Wow.
Right? So it's all about the choice. Like, one thing I always tell people about me and Alex is every day we wake up and choose each other.
Yeah.
And what that means is everything that comes with that. Yeah, so I mean, that I say all that to say, like, when you get in a relationship, you're totally right. You don't have to support that person. You can do whatever you want to in your relationship.
Exactly.
But it's all about that choice. It's what you choose to do, you know?
I love that. I love that. No, we say that to each other all the time. We've been together for about 6 years now. And I think, you know, you get to a point in the relationship where you wake up in the morning next to the person that you're with and you be like, damn, I'm not choosing you today.
Because there are moments where it's like, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. That's
Try me, but you know,
there's some moments where you come out of work and you don't know if you should go to the airport and not let Ricky know that you took a flight to Puerto Vallarta, okay, without him.
Yeah, let's talk about
took a little trip.
Let's talk about it.
No, that is so real, but that's what relationship is about, you know, for the folks who are watching and thinking, man, what does it take to make it work? I think what it takes...
Money says it perfectly, a story of resilience navigating through grace.
Come on.
That's what it is.
Thank you.
Monty and Shannon about to take us a trip, just like you.
That's what it is.
Just like you two are. Okay, so that's what it's about. It's about choosing each other every day. You're not forced to, but you really have to, like, grapple with the question of just, like, is this my person? And how much energy and effort do I want to put into what we're building together, we're doing together in our journey. So that is beautiful. You spoke a little bit about your obstacles and your challenges, and I do think we did get a question around that. If you feel like elaborating a bit more in the last 5 or so 10 minutes that we 5 minutes that we have, what are some difficulties you overcame in the past that made you stronger as a couple? And we can maybe talk about something that, you know, you're comfortable sharing with us, as maybe a difficulty or something you overcame together that today makes you feel like y'all can take on the world, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, there's a long list of things. I'll name a couple. One being, you know, we overcame being long distance, and at the very beginning of our relationship, we overcame.
Wait, how long, if you don't mind me, how long of the long distance relationship?
Not like super long, maybe like 4 or 5 hour drives. Like,
okay.
Terribly long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, relatively, right? But we, you know, we navigated that. We overcame dealing with, like, homophobic family members and, you know, friends. And we learned a lot about that experience that shaped how we view the world today and how we select community today. That still impacts us now. You know, we had, like I said, some starts and stops early in our relationship, some of which tied to, you know, us being young and dumb and not always honest with each other. And, you know, infidelity and all that stuff well before marriage did occur on both our parts. And so those are the things that we expect to go through, like, as young people who are not as experienced in relationships. And now, you know, most recently the challenges are around like communication and this question of like identity. And
Right.
like, okay, wow, we have been together and around each other. I said earlier, you know, when we, you know, ruined or got that question wrong, around what do we do all the time together, is that we do a lot together, and that's not always
Do
the
everything
healthiest thing, right?
together, yeah.
And so now that's like our new challenge that we're trying to overcome, and we're doing it in a really wonderful way, and we're getting help, and I love that we've committed to like figuring it out as opposed to just giving up. And it's made our relationship so much more rich because of that. And so those are some of the challenges that, you know, have definitely contributed to how we've been able to maintain where we are today. What would you add to that?
I would add to that just the way we face challenges has been a challenge. So I'll say in the beginning, in our early stages, whenever an obstacle came up or life happened, I noticed that back then it was more so one person against the other. And so trying to overcome that dynamic and try to, instead of working one versus one, working together and solving this obstacle.
Yeah.
That took some time to get to that spot. And I'm grateful that we're at a place now where whenever, you know, an obstacle is thrown at us, we are, instead of looking at it from as two opponents, we're looking at it together as teammates, partners.
Yes.
Yes. No, I love that. And you know, you continue to grow and become a different person, right? Not different person, but like you're never the same person you were in your previous chapter together.
That's right.
And I like what you guys mentioned, you know, most important thing is that you guys are not, you're not competing against each other. You guys are working toward the same end goal.
That's
and
right.
That's what we always have to remember.
I feel so energized by Alex and Ricky today. 15 years long. That is amazing. And y'all are the goal. Literally, the goal post, okay? And y'all have shared some gems with us here tonight, which completely inspires us. And I hope that our viewers feel inspired. And you know, there is so much more of that. This is only the first conversation between us, right? Y'all aren't running away from us.
No.
Of course not.
Okay.
The next conversation will be IRL. That's probably
IRL in real life in New York. But we appreciate
we better not see y'all come to New York and not like
yeah.
It won't happen again. Trust me, it won't happen again.
Promise. I'll make sure of it.
Okay. No, but we thank you so much for coming over to be with us here tonight on Gayribbean Island
and sharing our boy's story with us.
Sharing our boy's story, your story, and there's so many bits and pieces of that we just want to know more about and hear more about, and we will have those opportunities. And you know, we really want to leave y'all with the message of love yourself, okay? Accept yourself. It is the time. It's 2025. Okay, as RuPaul says, if I can, what you say?
If somehow loving yourself, how the hell you love
somebody? How the hell you love somebody else?
If you can't love yourself.
Okay, that's right. Go ahead. And so, with that, y'all,
yes, thanks
Islanders,
again, Alex and Ricky, for
show some hearts to Alex and Ricky for joining us. And we will
surviving the island.
Oh, look, we got a little heart for Alex and Ricky. Wait, come on. Yeah. Oh, wait. You gotta do the Gen Z heart.
My hand don't do all that.
We're cool.
Not the Gen Z heart.
Now we're throwing gang
signs. Ice Spice. Yeah. Love it. Love you guys. Wait, is there a way that they do it in ATL? No, is there a different way? No, it's just
that's too risky.
Okay. That's for
we will cut that part out. Cut it out. All right, y'all. Well,
thank you again, guys, for joining us on the island,
and thank y'all for watching.
See y'all next time.
See y'all next time, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.